Oh boy, time to piss off someone, I guess. So, Nintendo is shutting down the e-stores for eShops for the 3DS and the Wii U, and has no plans to offer classic content in any other ways, as the article states. And this made a certain group, well, let's give them a boner. A bunch of people got a boner, and these people are Nintendo fans who think their Nintendo memories are better than everybody else's gaming memories. Because apparently, Nintendo memories, there's something magical about them. They're not the same as a PlayStation memory. They're not the same as an Xbox memory, and so on. Now, I'm saying this is because, the scalping and the retro game collecting, when it comes to Nintendo games, is absolutely insane. And those are the people that got a boner from this article, because now they can go to eBay, the little website, and, jack up the price 10 times when it was already 10 times more than it should be. And, but this also brings up the topic of emulators, but we're going to get to that soon. First, I better tell you guys about the dates and stuff of the eShop. And so here we go. So it's actually a bit complicated. It's not that simple. Even though the eShop is going to be closing on 23rd, late March. 2023, late March. That's when it's going to be closing. But there's some caveats, and then there's some things you don't have to worry about, which are these. So we're going to start about the things you don't have to worry about. So even after the date has passed, you'll still be able to re-download games and DLC, receive software updates, and play online beyond this date. The ability to purchase games will no longer be possible, and new content will no longer be released on these digital storefronts. Now, this is the shit you don't have to worry about. The shit that you do have to worry about, and you do have to notice, is this. Credit cards can no longer be used to add funds as of 23rd May 2022. And Nintendo eShop card funds can no longer be added to eShop's accounts as of 29th August of 2022. So, basically, if how you buy games is using a credit card, your deadline is not March of 2023. Your deadline is freaking 23rd May of 2022. And if you use eShop cards to buy shit, then it's 29th August 2022. However, after the August thing, the only thing you can use is download codes to redeem shit. That's gonna last until late March of 2023. So you kind of have to hurry up buying your shit. You can't just wait until March, because you're gonna be screwed if you do. But so the link to the article is down there if you want to read even more specifics. But this brings up a subject to me, a very near and dear subject to me, which is emulators. Now, this is coming from a person who has a collection. And my collection is not that big, it's not that crazy, because I mainly stuck to the games that I grew up with. So, like most gamers, I grew up and I was like, oh my god, I want a PlayStation, I want an SNES, and blah, 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 blah. And I just started slowly collecting. But when I started, games were already starting to slowly go up. It wasn't crazy, but it was slowly going up. Now it's beyond the point of insanity. And I think it's a good thing. I know a lot of people aren't happy about retro game collection prices, and rightfully so, but I think that's a good thing, because as a person who bought these games and hooked them up to recreate some sad memory from when I was a kid, I am here to tell you that emulators are better than the real thing. Emulators are better than your little SNES cart game and your little SNES console hooked up to freaking your CRT TV. Emulators are better, and you're gaining by playing on an emulator compared to the real thing. Okay? I'm not gonna say the real thing is shit, because obviously very nostalgic to it. Even the sound coming from the CRT TV is like freaking. But other than that, when it comes to video game preservation, let's face it, emulators are king. All these people that are collecting old hardware, old games, and all that stuff, that shit is gonna break. That shit is gonna stop working at some point. At some point, all PlayStation 3s in the world are gonna stop working. It doesn't matter what kind of cell processor, dick chip, powerful nuclear chip is in that thing. All PlayStation 3s are gonna stop working. And then the only way to play a PlayStation 3 game is using an emulator. That's why, our PSC3, I think that's what the emulator is called. That's why it's a big deal. Because Metal Gear Solid 4, as a lot of people bitch, that game hasn't been released anywhere. So, again, emulators are the only way to preserve games. So that's basically my stance on the whole thing. This obviously really sucks. I loved my 3DS, I loved my Wii U, and it really sucks that a bunch of games and even the hardware is just gonna freaking shoot up in price. Like, I want people to have their memories, but it's not worth the money at some point. And for people that are saying that emulators are not as good as the real thing, let me introduce you to a thing you guys probably have heard of, and that's the Analog Pocket. It's a Game Boy. It's a one-to-one recreation to a Game Boy. Even if the game glitches at a certain point, the bits and bytes, the ones and zeros of this emulator act exactly like the one on the Game Boy. It's the exact same thing. This is a one-to-one recreation. Or like Higan, SNES emulator. That's also a one-to-one recreation of the SNES. The number of available hardware and emulators that will allow you to recreate the exact same experience down to the ones and zeros of programming is it's insane. I mean, a lot of them sell out very fast, unfortunately, but people are still making them. There's still passion. Games are gonna be fine. You don't have to pay scalper prices, okay? Like, I haven't bought a retro game in maybe 5 to 6 freaking years, and there's still a few games that I grew up with. I don't own them. I want them, but I'm not gonna pay twice their worth, okay? If somebody's not willing to offer me a reasonable deal, I'm not buying a retro game, okay? The point I'm trying to get across, there is nothing wrong with video game collecting. If you want to buy retro games, go ahead. If you have the money, go ahead. I mean, so many gamers would like to be in your position where they're able to afford a game they grew up with, a game they loved, a game that gave them amazing memories. All I'm saying, again, this is the point, is that don't let any of those asshole retro collecting people make you feel bad about playing a game on an emulator, okay? If you play like Chrono Trigger on an emulator, trust me when I say this, you're getting the exact same experience as somebody who's playing it on an SNES. Because listen to the music, look at the story, enjoy the game, learn the lessons that the story is trying to tell you. That's where the magic of video games is. It's not in the fact that somebody, I don't know, dug a TV from an attic and hooked up his, I don't know, $3,000 NES, SNES, I don't know, SNES is on $3,000. But you get my point. So I'm gonna end the video here. This obviously sucks, and I'm definitely gonna be downloading a bunch of games on the Wii U. You know, because I don't wanna go to Amazon or eBay and like, oh, I wanted to play this game on the Wii U, and then it's like fucking godly expensive. I'd rather just give the developers the money and own it on the system and not pay these scalpers any money. And I'm gonna end the video with this. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Take care, have a good night. I'm gonna catch you guys next time with another video that's hopefully not gonna piss off anybody. So that being said, take care.